Do not come. Do not come.
I'm gonna come.
You're a really dull class.
We're going to be changing the name of the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America, which has a beautiful ring.
Biden crime family.
Why, you're getting nervous, man.
How dare you?
And Corn Pop was a bad dude, and he ran a bunch of bad boys.
You're wrong. Puerto Rico.
I will never apologize for standing up for an LBT. I intend to resign as party leader, LGBTQ2+, kids' rights.
You're a lying dog-faced pony soldier.
As prime minister. The level of admiration I actually have for China.
Oh, son of a...
But he called her a third-rate politician. He said there are communists involved and you guys might like that.
Good morning. Sunday morning.
Shut up, silly woman. America will never be a socialist country.
I'm in trouble.
America was founded on liberty and independence and not government coercion, domination, and control.
To collapse the liberal international order. He is the smartest man I know. You know the thing.
It's the Donald! Oh my God!
No, but it's not about, I know.
Everybody's always blaming me for everything.
Called the wrap-up smear.
It's estimated that 200 million people have died. Probably by the time I finish this talk.
Please clap.
Good European clap.
Looks like we got a technical difficulty, Erwin.
Yep, Erwin died. Erwin is dead. This is our show now.
That's right.
We are running it. I hope you guys brought topics because I conveniently forgot.
We are the captain now.
And ABF is the head of the CIA. Took him out.
What?
ABF
Allegedly.
is the head of the CIA. Yep. Took Erwin out. Now he runs the show. He's fucking running everything.
Well, the truth
StreamYard
is
is asshole.
we put a tariff on Erwin. And, hey, how's it going, Erwin?
Turns out, even though I talked a big game, I can't afford it, and I already caved after 2 minutes. Oh, no, 2 seconds, actually. Yeah. This stupid StreamYard switched my things literally as and started. I start going, I'm like, wait a minute.
It's StreamYard, dude. It's screwing up everywhere.
And we didn't call you. We didn't even call you gay one time. Trust me.
Did you take over? Who took over? ABF? Did you?
We all kind of just went around
duties?
bullshitted for a minute. It was pretty cool.
Did anyone shoot money up into the air for Jake Martin?
No.
Guys.
I don't have a money gun. I don't have a money.
You don't have a money gun yet. Jake
That's
Martin,
what she said.
thank you. Appreciate you so much. And Cornboy, wait. Oh, since I got kicked out, let's see. I got manually scroll up to Cornboy like a peasant, dropping at 199. And I just found out that apparently Cornboy is based and just started his streaming career. I think I might know who will have to be on one of these Tuesdays, Cornboy. My secretary will be in touch. ABF, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great. I like how you passed it off as if I was your secretary.
That's not what I was going, but yes, Mrs. ABF Market.
Cornboy, you'll get an email here in a minute.
If he was a secretary, probably fuck you.
No. Fax him, okay? I don't believe in that newfangled technology. You better fax him, okay?
I didn't know Bill Clinton.
Wait. What about Bill Clinton?
Fucking a secretary.
Okay.
Or anyone else who breathed within like 40
I derailed the program already.
I don't like where this is going.
We aren't gonna fuck secretaries, but would we? Cat girls, Hayden.
I mean,
would you f a cat girl?
So there's a scale. It's like how human is it versus how cat is it, right? Because ears and a tail, it's like okay, but you start getting into the fur and the like head shape and the tongue and the fangs and all that kind of stuff.
I think we decided the sandpaper tongue was a deal breaker, right?
Yeah. If you get that far, you've broken it, and if you get to where it's all hairy arms and hairy, well,
give her some water, man. Shit.
Normal nose, but there's whiskers. So when you kiss, it's like you're kissing a dude almost. No.
Nope. Deal breaker.
But they're like this big. Oh wait, we're it's a political stream. Hey, how you doing, buddy?
Oh yeah.
Rizkit makes a point.
Wait, hold on. Where? There we go. Yes, but that's somewhere you might need some nuance. Isaac, how you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm looking forward to talking about this. Internet's been on fire this week with the tariffs. Pretty excited. It's been awesome. So I'm on a high about this. Got what I voted for again. So winning.
In Trump's first term, he was like kind of a pussy. He didn't want like upset the apple cart too much, especially when it came to the stock market. They kind of go along with like 0% interest rates for way too long. All that free money was not good and definitely led to all the inflation. And it was one of the spots where he was a little bit weak. This time he says, I don't give a fuck about no stock market. America first. Y'all can cry. I don't care. We're doing it. Get over it. I don't care what you have to say.
This is Michael Jordan in his prime.
Oh, he's locked in. Yeah, see Lee Zeldin take Benny Johnson on the tour of the EPA building. I had it pulled up. It's enormous, like palatial estate with not a single person in it. But then he asked Lee Zeldin at the end, how's it like working for Trump? And the way he explains it it made me feel good. He talked about Trump is locked in and how
this is my legacy.
This
is my fucking legacy.
He's acting like it. All right. We got super chat goals. Normally I do Sydney Sweeney, but I figure since this is the political
Anna Paulina
stream,
Luna.
Yeah, maybe we'd switch it up a little bit. So there's some super chat goals to keep you guys entertained. Guys, Isaac
right now.
Magnum Norse, how you doing, buddy?
I'm just fucking around.
Wait, tariff lover. Wait, tariff D's. Now I need to switch mine. Magnum, how you doing?
I'm great. I'm not
distracted.
This tariff thing has just been people got so many fucking wrong takes. Like every person has the wrong take. They don't understand like this is how you bring it back to America as far as manufacturing goes, and we're gonna get into it,
Everyone has the wrong take, and we managed to get the one person on the planet, Magnum Norse, with the right take on tariffs. Holy crap, are we lucky? So let's dive right into it. Magnum's not the only one loving tariffs. We talked about how this is a time when Trump's popularity should be going down because he's doing like radical changes, big changes, hitting him on everything. He just keeps going up. Well, tariffs, that's something people aren't going to like because everyone's going to be mad because stock market go down, price go up. His popularity has increased like another 4%. And a record, like we're talking record approvals, which above 50% for a president is insane numbers. Mm-hmm. He's more popular than ever. Magnum Norris, will you please enlighten us about tariffs?
Yeah, so I don't know shit about money, because I spent so much. But anyway,
you're our expert, Magnum.
Anyway, when they import or export, when a fucking country exports their shit, there's a tariff. They jack up the price for the export on the people, and that's basically what it's doing. So when people say, "Oh, you're charging Americans more money for Chinese, dog shit," and I'm just like, I don't care. Chinese dog shit should be $1,200 for a fucking retard. Keep the prices, or So they're saying, "Oh, you jack the prices up," but anyway, that's a whole nother fucking bit. Anyway,
yes, please, expert, continue.
What it's trying to do is force manufacturing to come back to this country, which is where it belongs in the first place, because we don't need Chinese bullshit, and we have all of the resources. This is the greatest country on earth, not for just some reasons or freedom or whatever the fuck. It's actually greater because it has all the fucking resources. We don't need anybody's stupid shit. We don't need anybody's stupid shit.
USA. And we shouldn't be reliant on our enemy, China, for anything, because then they say, oh, we just cut that off. And important things, especially like rare earth minerals and what have you.
Well, we had an issue in 2020 with medicine that was needed that we had shortages of because they had port jam ups because most of our medicine is manufactured in other countries. And whenever the ports get jammed up, you can't send that medicine around the country. So we end up with a situation where these tariffs are designed to, at the very least, become reciprocal. So most nations have been coming after us non-consensually with various countries having things like close to 100% in tariffs that they were charging for their products coming over here, and now we're charging 50% of
half of their I've been in manufacturing my entire career, and it fucking pains me to say that I've never worked for an American company. It's two Japanese companies and one company from like Netherlands or some shit. And it's just like, why is this happening? Like, why can't American companies do what these companies are doing? And it's because they're just sucking our fucking blood.
Well, so a lot of people have it wrong. Was the huge thing? People are like, oh, well, Nike and Apple aren't gonna make their stuff in the U.S. because it'll cost $3,500 for an iPhone or whatever. No, they're gonna go to Vietnam probably. What's going to happen is that
India as well.
Yeah, the publicly traded companies that decided it was 5% cheaper to make something in China are the ones that are going to be coming back, and that's the majority of all these companies. So now we're going to actually have manufacturing, and then on top of that, when we're importing the materials to make all that stuff, it will also be cheaper because we have taken care of the tariffs.
And why am I waiting for a fucking part from fucking Indonesia when we could just build it in our fucking backyard? Like I'll be in the middle of a manufacturing operation and we can't move forward because the part's missing. And the
lefties should completely be on board with this, making stuff in the U.S. because then the EPA can oversee it, and that's how you get actual global pollution down. Is you're not making the stuff in China.
A lot of
shipping it like
a lot of this has been sent because of them jacking up energy prices, all the environmental regulations, just regulations in general. And that's something, like Lee Zeldin over at the EPA, cutting all that stuff is a big deal. But they also always talk about how we actually care about the environment. So a lot of them have been forced to move to these third world countries because of environmental regulations, forced to move somewhere where there are no environmental regulations whatsoever.
Yeah.
That's bad for the environment.
Yeah, but people don't think about that outside of their own backyard. By the way, speaking of lefties who should be on top of this kind of thing, did you guys see what Mr. Beast is doing now?
Oh, God.
What now?
Speaking of bread and circuses.
He's going to move his manufacturing of his Beast Bar chocolate outside of the U.S. because with the tariffs, it's costing him more to get them to other countries.
Okay, well, that's how the tariffs work. If he's distributing globally, just like what Tesla did, they have a plant in China, so they can use that to disperse their production on that side of the world.
I think Trump is running a psyop to get rid of Mr. Beast. Just doesn't like him.
Yeah, this can potentially cause a lot of problems. The thing is, though, a lot of the problems are going to be solved pretty quickly with everyone coming to the table. So this isn't going to be a huge problem for long, except China doesn't want to go along with it. They're going hard, which is what we're getting to. So Trump is doing what he said he was going to do. He said an extra 50%. Whatever he ended up doing, apparently it's ending up at 104%.
Because
they fucked around and are finding out.
Yep, it was because we added half of the tariff that they were charging us, and it came up to
tariff they're charging us.
Yeah.
They went 50% now.
It was like they charged a 52% tariff on goods from the United States. So Trump just matched it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this was the original headline we were going to be talking about, and then he went ahead and followed through with it before we got to stream.
Yeah, this whole tariff war is because of China.
Oh well, yeah, and it's going to be painful, and it's the trade war with China that very much so can fuck some things up.
Oh yeah,
the problem is. It not doing anything is going to end up with the Chinese century that they've been planning for quite some time.
He's ripping the Band-Aid off.
Hookers and blow, titties and beer. Also, Dragon-wise, I just discovered today I wasn't following Hayden when I know like a week ago I was following Hayden. So maybe
for some reason I wasn't following Gooch today, and I had to refollow him on Twitter.
YouTube's doing their weird purgy bullshit again.
Well, no, this is on Twitter because Dragon. Yeah, that's why I wasn't. I assume, but yeah, I literally follow everyone who's following me. I follow every single person like a bot. Yeah, we are. We are taking our medicine. And for the most part, it should be good. But China trade war, that is going to cause some problems. But I'm fine with it. I can live with some problems. Yeah. It's not going to be causing great depressions. It might be causing some problems. But taking on the New World Order and the financial system, you're going to have some problems. Last time,
short-term pain for long-term gain. Short-term pain for long-term gain.
I was going to say, just wait until the end of this month, whenever the housing bubble could potentially pop, because the COVID mortgage payments that were going out, they end at the end of April of this year, and 15% of houses are currently being funded by that program because they're delinquent.
Or 100% of houses are overbloated in price. They need to go down.
Well, I did not realize whenever 15% of people who are currently delinquent suddenly cannot make the payments, and those.
I did not realize it was as high as 15%, Hayden.
Yeah,
I did not know it was. Wow.
They're going to get bought up by BlackRock and Vanguard and get turned into Airbnb.
And me.
Every time someone dies in my neighborhood or someone moves out, it turns into an Airbnb. Like, I have very few neighbors left now. It's kind of crazy.
Every new neighborhood being built in my area is for Indian people.
Yep.
So the new ones being built Americans aren't being put in them. Isaac, I hear that in yet another cruel blow to China, General Tso's chicken will be renamed General Don's Oriental Chicky Nugs. As a Zoomer, are you excited about this? I know you love nugs.
I'm pretty excited. Pro tendy, pro chicken tendy. I think this is going to be a good way to get more of the Gen Z vote going, forward. Whoever runs in 2028. So this is going to be
General. We have a picture of the guy who's going to be running in 2028.
Yes, General Don.
It's going to be a little less.
Shitty walk. Would you like to try our shitty chicken?
Shitty chicken.
Fucking a shitty walk.
Don't tell anyone. I think I might know who he is.
Mm-hmm.
No,
that's pretty awesome.
Isaac, you Zoomers, you're young people. You guys don't have a lot of money or prestige in your generation. Your thoughts on things potentially getting more expensive and fudged up?
So, in terms of things getting more expensive, obviously that sucks. But I have hope for the future because I come from a long family, a lot of generations going back, of industrial and manufacturing workers. And that's how the middle class was built in this country, through manufacturing largely over the last several generations. And this gives me a lot of hope that we can bring, work back for middle class people, not 8-year college graduates, 12-year college graduates. Guys can get out of high school again and start a family,
Imagine being able to get a mortgage for a house and have a couple kids and only one job that supports that household.
What? Yes. This is insanity. There's no way this could possibly be a reality.
Yeah.
Imagine having a reason to not die of fentanyl.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
A fucking job that pays you well.
Isaac, you haven't heard of this thing before. You Zoomers, these things called like pensions. Have you ever heard of a pension, Isaac?
I've heard of no such thing. No. What are you referring to?
So imagine you work for a company for like 20 plus years. Like you have tons of loyalty. It's like in your blood. You really care about it. You want it to make good products. You care about your job. And then for all your loyalty and hard work, they pay you afterwards.
Yeah, what a concept.
Indefinitely.
No, I heard this rumor of my great-grandfather that worked for General Motors and retired, and they still paid him after he left after a couple decades. What a concept.
And this is going to sound crazy. So you pay into Social Security, and then once you turn old enough, they actually give you the money. As a millennial, we are not going to get to experience this.
Crazy.
Social Security is the greatest scam sold. It's absolute rip-off.
Dude, Medicare just last week denied my parents' payment for a serious fucking leg injury that my mother had. And I'm like, Are you serious? They've been paying into this fucking shit for 65 years or whatever the fuck, and they won't even pay for it.
And Bernie Sanders wants Medicare for all, and they call it Medicare for all instead of Medicaid for all because old people like Medicare.
And Medicare means some bureaucrat saying, "Oh, no, none for you."
We could always move to Canada. You know, there's always that.
We take money. We don't give money.
Erwin's boss, I actually might have some bad news for you. Let's see. So 69.69 plus $1.09, and because technically it's every 100 we're supposed to do it, and we've had the 27. So we're like 97. It's like $2.31 away or something, like 32 cents away. I think for Erwin's boss.
I love how the Asian just did the math in front of us and told us how we can't have Booba.
What you're talking about. All right, Mega Booba coming up. 1 second, 1 moment, please. We're professionals here. Zoom enhance. All right, for Erwin's boss. Oh, this is not only a representative, one of our better representatives, and she really. There's one like this where she's wearing roller skates. So she really wants to get down to the bottom of who killed JFK. And I really like her political activities. All right, Erwin's boss.
Very smart.
Oh, there you go.
She can join my special
here because how smart she is.
Thank you for your service. Just say she can sit on your committee.
No, she can join my committee. But also, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, suddenly ABF supports Congress people getting parental leave and being able to do remote voting all of a sudden for some reason. No idea why. All right, we unlocked the first level. The next level is really good, but that third level, just saying we should probably unlock that third level at some point. I'm just saying. All right, so the left is so close to getting into the Democrats into the teens. They're currently at 21%. Give it a week or two, they're going to get in the teens. And ABF sent me the 21% article, and as I told them, I entered the first couple steps of crying. It made me so happy. If I see it go into the teens, I'm going to cry. The Democrat Party is dying, and they're not the only ones. Over in Britain, the conservatives were so useless that everyone was like, well, I guess we'll vote for Labor, the crazy commies. So they are still working on forming their government because parliaments do coalition governments, which is retarded. Record low of 14% approval. They haven't even formed their government fully yet. And this is when they first had it was 14. It was like at 22 or like 21% or something like that. 19. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it had dropped like 5. There it is. 5 points it had dropped from the time they got elected to them forming a government.
I just want to clear up the fake news real quick. The reason why it's 14% approval is because 86% of the population is Muslim. They don't like First Armor. They don't like white people.
No. Also, it's 6.5%, but they're all super obsessed with celebrating them and shoving in everyone's face. Pakistani Muslim style. All right. So they're absolutely screwed. So whenever they get around to finally collapsing or the next vote comes up, hopefully the UK pulls their heads out their ass. And hopefully Nigel Farage pulls their head out of his ass. His finally coiffed head out of his ass. Iran comes to
massive disappointment.
Massive narcissist. Yes. Iran comes to negotiating table. Trump threats worked. Isaac, your buddy BB didn't seem very happy that Trump's trying to get Iran to the negotiating table instead of having World War III in the Middle East. You got any thoughts on Donald Trump getting Iran to bend the knee?
Yeah, I mean, I'm so sad. You know, I heard Tel Aviv's what was it? What the hell was it? Something in their economics in Tel Aviv went down 5% the other day, and they were complaining. And oh well, but I'm pretty happy to see an avoidance of World War III because I know that many in my generation are not eager to go pound sand in the Middle East.
Israel bent the knee on tariffs like first. I think they were the first or second ones to bend the knee, which
Yeah.
I got my issues with them having undue influence, but hey, they actually bent the knee. They kissed the ring.
And it's
Good.
amazing. I point out it's amazing that they have the balls to even criticize us for retaliating with that,
Oh.
since we fund everything that causes them to exist.
It's like when Zelensky got a little mouthy and then they went off on him. That's how
Yes.
we feel. Yes. And
Yes.
Trump, to his credit, he's very pro-Israel. Didn't start any wars though. So
No.
works for me. How about we all get along? And I mean, maybe
Yes.
we don't turn Gaza
And pay up.
into a Trump golf course, but also, yeah, that's my stance. No matter what country you are, you owe us some money.
This is
Thank
a good
you.
message to all the black pillars on X and Doomers and stuff.
I
Like,
thought you were
this is
going to
good
give a message to black people. I was about to cut you off, Isaac.
This is a good message to the people. Like, I'm not a Trump worshiper or anything, but like, he knows what he's doing economically. I mean, I don't doubt him in that department. So he's living up to that.
Yeah,
Part of the deal. Part of the
Basent,
deal.
Exactly.
yeah, but Basent and Lutnick, those two dudes, they're the actual like brainchilds behind all of this, and they're crushing it. All right, so Elon Musk, kind of old Chucky Schumer. Trump has unleashed chaos in America. His tariffs hit families with the largest tax hike in more than 50 years. All right, it is fair to say that tariffs are an additional tax. Sounds like a good time to do tax cuts to me. Doge is sabotaging Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid. Yeah, I bet. The market's having its worst 3 days since COVID, and congressional Republicans are going along with it all so they can cut taxes for billionaires. In the past, our side, our politicians, they'd say, "Oh, Chuck, you're a hypocrite. Here's evidence of you being a hypocrite." But nowadays, we got Elon Musk saying, "Chuck, I'm starting to think you're getting a piece of the action with the government fraud," but no, that couldn't possibly be the reason, could it? So now people are finally stopping with the, "Oh, they're just incompetent. Oh, they're just greedy." No, they are criminals in on massive fraud, and they should be treated that way. ABF,
Well,
you got any thoughts?
Yeah,
Yes.
so Chuck Schumer on that last point says that it's for billionaires. Well, who overwhelmingly owns stock?
People.
The billionaires, right?
Yeah.
They've been complaining about the billionaires losing money in stocks. Yes, there are a lot of, people's 401ks and, retirement plans and stuff like that in there, but we will recover.
But a
It's
lot of
loaded.
those 401ks and stuff like that, they're run by people they're run by companies that everybody looks at the person who owns the company or runs it and calls them billionaire, whatever they're actually in control of something like 20% of the 401ks. And that's what they factor in as part of their net worth. It's totally unfair for half of the people that they actually call billionaires, because a lot of them aren't actually, they don't have $1 billion liquid. They own a company that controls $1 billion worth of
It's like,
assets.
like calling all the British farmers millionaires and they want to do the inheritance tax. It's like, technically, if they sold everything they own.
Yeah, so they have this land and honestly, a lot of these people are not happy or whatever the fuck, like they're working 90 hours a week and shit. But I think Lotus Eaters brought up a really good point, and they're just kind of on the outside looking in. They were saying basically our economy is propped up on stupid shit, and to destroy the American economy and rebuild it is actually a good thing, because we need actual jobs that actually produce shit that's worthy of fucking money.
The
not
stock
just
market is inflated as shit. We had all the funny money we had a big correction during all the COVID stuff, but we are like on a funny money, just house of cards. And Trump wants to replace it with something real. And to get from point A to point B is going to be tumultuous. But once we get there, it'll be real. And when it builds, it's building on something real. So when that number actually go up, it's a real number can't just be popped at any moment.
Imagine you take all the people in the Midwest that have been, all the dudes in the Midwest that are looking for something to do, and you fucking put them to work. Imagine how much, and not at gunpoint, but you know what I'm saying? But like, give them something to live for. You know, like
It's funny.
like, stop
They
killing
actually
them off.
ran into a problem with that in the Middle East where they said, defend your own country, and then they just wouldn't do it. So, you know.
Yeah. I'm very happy that Trump is entertaining the idea of possibly eliminating capital gains tax as well. So if you're an owner of real estate
Capital gains tax
and
is
you decide to
stupid.
sell, it's extremely stupid.
Incredibly
It's
stupid.
extremely
The
stupid.
Democrats want to do want to tax unrealized capital gains, which is like, that's even crazier than when they say we just want to ban semi-automatic weapons. That's it, guys.
Dude,
Just the
sales tax?
semi-autos.
Put a
Sales-
mask on, bro.
Sales tax is the dumbest shit ever.
Yeah, well,
So,
yeah.
like, so
if
you
we
tell-
get
you-
rid of
you
our
put-
other taxes, we'll probably need
You
something like sales
taxed
tax.
my fucking income, and now I have to pay tax when I use that income to buy stuff.
I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think what you mean, Magnum, is that the layers upon layers upon layers of taxes that we have is stupid and makes no sense.
But
because-
all taxes are bad.
Yeah, well, Trump
Agreed.
Trump wanting in taxes on Social Security checks is genius, and all the fear mongering they're going to do over that with the boomers. The fact that you are taxed on your Social Security check is
They're
insane
taxing
already.
the stuff that basically is just a
Was
tax
already taxed.
Yeah. And to go off of what Jake Martin was saying there with the inheritance tax, I was talking to a CPA today, and I'm like, let's stop calling it that and call it, inheritance tax and death tax again, because that's what it is. They're always putting all these, nice little rainbow names on bills and stuff like that. Let's start using that
Call it
against them.
theft. Call it theft.
Yeah.
15%
here's my
theft.
Here's my
15%
federal income tax, guys. Go and line up to pay your federal income taxes. They're due. Actually, yeah, they literally are about to be due, guys. Come on. Here's your federal income tax right up the pooper.
Take it like you don't want it. Take it like you don't want it.
Your mom
I
died
prefer
and
it.
left you a house. All of a sudden, you can't afford the tax on that house, so you can't move into it. You have to sell it and give half of it to the government.
They earn that, okay? They need to give it to the NGOs that they run. All right, it's very
They earned
important.
it with all these hookers and blow, man. They just earned it.
You
Got to
should
send
not be
condoms
paying-
to Gaza. So
You should not be paying the government a tax to live on your own property. End of story.
True.
Oh yeah, yeah. We gotta have some tax at some point. I definitely prefer consumption tax over anything. It's much better than having a gun pointed at my head. Okay, make it quick, Hayden. We got so many tabs.
Okay, yeah. Here's a fun little thing about the taxes that I pay on my 40 acres that I own. I pay.
And your mule?
No, I actually didn't
sorry,
get the mule
continue.
because I bought it. It wasn't given to me. But
Oh, you're
no,
not one of them carpetbaggers.
so what it is my taxes, because my land is valued the way that it is, I pay $45 a year, and it comes out to actually be 52 because I pay the extra taxes for the fire department in the wooded area that I live in, and there's some other like emergency service tax that they make optional, and they don't just hammer me for all of that.
And local
Like-
tax, and it's shit that matters, like shit that
Yeah.
actually helps your community. That's
Absolutely.
fine.
And
If-
they make that completely optional. It's like, okay, your property based on your value and buildings and stuff, we're gonna
Optional taxes with rewards and point systems. You pay $1,000 in taxes and you get a keychain. You pay $2,000 in taxes and you get a T-shirt. I paid $2,000 in taxes and all I got was this lousy T-shirt.
$3,000 and you get a plushie like this one I have back here that's gone up over 200% in value since I bought it.
50,000 you get it deporting illegal. 100,000 you get to be a border patrol agent hunting them down.
You know
Yeah,
what?
so I wish we could have like
to hunt the Somali pirate with the Russians.
I appreciate your passion. You guys all have lots of ideas. ABF, I want to know what you want to do with your Isaac. What was your idea?
Well, that would be deporting them to God. That way that you.
Okay, well, ABF probably I don't even want to think about how much taxes he has to pay. With the amount that you do pay, what do you think you should get back from the government? What should your reward for your level be?
I don't know. Maybe you should be able to like name a street or a park or something. That'd be kind of cool.
Oh my! Like adopt a highway and stuff.
Yeah.
ABF highway.
Every time you pay $10,000, you get to take off one of the George Floyd signs and replace it with whatever you want.
Yes.
Or the crosswalks, yeah.
Okay,
Except you
yes.
just raise the price of my go hunting the Somali pirates trip by suggesting.
We also call
this.
that the machine gun experience.
Yeah, so like, all right, so like 500 is a keychain, like 10 million is like a statue, like in the town square, or
Or
then
me,
are we getting
me
into
doing
like
the Captain Morgan pose? That'd be awesome.
or like what, like 50 million? You get to go to Isaac's like Dr. Moreau Island and like hunt like humans and human hybrids and stuff.
Have you ever seen Hunger Games by any chance?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now
every
we're
fucking
thinking.
Saturday night after drinking too much.
Yeah, laughing man. I'll rename one of the streets that.
And I just want to say on one more serious note, people who homeschool their children should not have to pay to fund public schools. End of story.
True.
Yeah, so my idea was
you
like
should be
so that
paid.
we if we could actually select what we pay taxes for, imagine that. Like
What a
I don't
concept.
like I don't want
Government
to pay
a
taxes
la
for this.
carte.
But at the same time, you're dealing with like, do you want to pay taxes at all? It's like, fuck no. But it's like, well, if you are going to pay taxes, can you at least select where you're going to send it to? And it's like, and I gotta keep sending money to, women. They're gonna fucking kill their babies and all, the stupid shit. No, it's beyond stupid. It's fucking evil. You know what I mean? We're giving money to our enemies.
Yeah, you should definitely be able to choose what you want. Trump, what they really, if you guys haven't heard, the actual tax plan they want to get to is no federal income tax on 150K or less. So many people are like, oh, the rich need to pay more. They're the only ones paying taxes, even with all their loopholes and getting out of paying taxes. It's the top like 1% pay like what 90% or something insane like that. The top 10% are like 95% or something wild.
They're being raped. They're being raped.
So us being taxed, our money, like they're not really even getting anything out of us, and it hurts us so fucking much. They take so much away from us, and it doesn't put it in dent. We're like paying for like Nancy Pelosi's like retirement and what have you.
Ice cream that she keeps in her freezer.
And I don't know about you, but the roads where I live suck, and we pay a lot of taxes.
Every time I hit a pothole, I go, "There's my taxes," or something along those lines. Yeah,
Hey,
I
the
shout
roads
about
are-
my taxes every time.
The roads here in Arizona are actually really nice.
You must be the only state in the entire nation
They are now.
that has that experience.
They are now.
And
not for long.
Should there be certain point systems for how much you pay taxes where your vote counts more?
Yes, 100%. I think if you don't pay taxes, you shouldn't be allowed to vote. That's me personally.
Yeah, there we go. If it's a voluntary basis, you choose to not pay any taxes, but you're not allowed to vote. Do you take that?
If you're not a part of the community, you don't have a say. That's all he's saying is if you don't actually.
Well, it used to be if you were a landowner, essentially. If you were a landowner, you could vote, and a man,
And one vote per house. It wasn't just men. It was one vote per household, and you had to be a landowner because otherwise you didn't have a stake in what it was you were voting on. So your vote didn't matter. You weren't.
I think I would trade my vote for 0% taxes. I've thought about it long and hard, and I think I would trade my vote for 0% taxes.
Me too.
Long term, that's probably a really, really bad decision, but
it would crash the government because nobody would vote and nobody would pay taxes.
Oh no! The federal government is the biggest bullshit of all time. It should only be local.
You know how that
honestly,
would
we need to go back to the fucking like the Wild West where it's just a fucking sheriff in town and everybody selects the sheriff.
We could probably do a couple steps above anarchy.
Yeah, but I'm saying
opinion.
like there's a sheriff in town. We elect these people. This is what we want them to do. No more.
I
no
assume
less.
Isaac agrees we should bring Lynching back. ABF, what were you saying?
I was gonna say if you're gonna give up your vote for no taxes, you're gonna have the nicest pod and the highest quality bugs to eat.
I know, that's what I'm saying but so many of us getting the government off our back, we have more money and they like us poor because we can't fight back. People have more money, more freedom. They can afford their Shure microphones and whatnot. So I think with the extra money, that's why I was trying to think is I was like, where would it balance out? And I'm like, I don't know.
Where it balances out is somebody like me who would still continue to pay a ridiculous amount of taxes because my vote would hold more weight than somebody else's. And the people who don't pay into taxes, they wouldn't have any say at all. So we would actually get to control things very quickly.
Okay,
having more weight
that's
to
a-
someone vote, I don't like that. That's
no, okay.
slippery slope.
No,
yeah, that
you
has to
want
be a
vote.
separate
I'll give you
argument
the
from mine.
net
because
positive,
yeah.
net positive income. If you're paying for taxes, if you're not sucking us dry, then you get to vote. That's it.
But no. Okay, let me say, what I meant by my vote being weighted differently is the other people who aren't paying taxes don't get to vote at all. Not that it's on a scale of how much you pay in taxes, but the fact that I pay and the people who are just purely taking from society don't have a say. We can gain control very.
There's also people that make. There's also people that make a lot of money that also game the system too, and so there's another.
Yeah, that's why I wouldn't want it to be weighted
now,
based on how much.
It's too much.
If you're on, what if you're on welfare and food stamps? Everything else is normal, but you're on welfare and food stamps. You're not allowed to vote.
No vote.
I agree. I 100% agree. I know Isaac agrees.
That's racist.
Dude, I was working at a gas station on overnights for 3 fucking years, and I can't tell you how many fucking times somebody would walk in and they have food stamps for fucking soda or some sugary shit, and then they would buy blunts.
Hey,
So
Big Soda told me it's important for them to be able to spend their food stamps on blunts.
Buy
and
blunts
soda.
with the cash. They'd have cash for the blunts, and it's like, you got cash for the blunts, but not for the food.
I had a bunch of people on Twitter tell me that it's a freedom of
choice.
choice issue, but that we have to allow people to buy poison with the government money we give them. I was told that's a freedom of choice issue.
No,
Government subsidizes their food, and then they turn around and buy the fucking drugs and shit, like with the cash. Like,
yeah, or people sell food stamps, cards and whatnot, or buy stuff and trade. What were you saying, Hayden?
We need welfare reform.
Yeah, we do need welfare reform because all of those people that were saying, no, you should be able to buy soda on food stamps, they were either paid for by the soda corporations or they're people who consume copious amounts of soda.
Yes.
And are on welfare. Like nobody else was getting involved in the argument unless you care about health or you're on welfare and you don't care about health. That's pretty much it.
Exactly.
I was helping someone on welfare one time, and I drove them. This is one of my friends. Drove him to Walmart, and he filled up his shopping cart full of Mountain Dew and Doritos and things similar. And I'm like, "What the fuck, dude?" And he's like, "What? I'm allowed to do this?" And I'm like, "You should be able to do that."
You just take money out of my taxpayer pocket.
And then the money that they save by buying that instead of their money, they then buy a bunch of weed and nice cell phones with and stuff. Yeah,
crack cocaine.
It's awesome. I'm glad that I get to live in the same ghetto as the people I'm paying their like bills and stuff for. That's awesome.
We're wondering why
to vote.
And we're wondering why there's fucking crackheads punching each other in the streets outside my house. Like, what the fuck?
Yes, not only are they allowed to vote, the NGOs go out and sign all the homeless people up to make sure they vote. All right, we have to continue because there are a couple more tabs, and I know we can hit that Luna target. All right, so this one took me a second. The gaslighting, the 1984 mental gymnastics for this confused me. I had to dig in and figure out what was going on. So this is the Democrat deep staters, the like fake newsest of all fake newsers, the Russiagate losers. They just formed a shadow government. And in this shadow government, it is to fight Trump's shadow government. And I was really, really confused. So they formed a shadow government to fight Trump's shadow government. Hayden, you got thoughts?
Yeah, I just listen, these people formed a shadow government a long time ago, and we just finally confirmed it. And then they started accusing Trump of forming a shadow government, and that's where we get the saying, every accusation is an admission. Now they're having to double down on that and bring their shadow government out into the open because they're being seen through completely.
So this is where they're going to get all their fake whistleblowers, their Alexander Vidmans, their... Oh, one of the whistleblowers, we couldn't even say his name. My video
almost said it right before.
Oh, yes. My favorite candy is Caramellos. Eric Caramellos.
They're excellent caramel candies.
I love those candies.
Sometimes there's Eric sells them like it's great.
One of the reasons I also had to end up going over to Band.video because my video on that got removed, and then all my lockdown videos got removed. And I went, I'm not allowed to have a YouTube channel. All right, so
Yeah, fuck YouTube.
Erwin's boss. I tried to tell you it's 100 and then the spin of 4 bucks.
Well, we're getting it loaded up to get to that 100, okay?
All right, I can give you a little bit of a flash, little bit of get you all right, we can zoom in on the next one when we actually hold on 1 second. All right. Tease, all right? Tease. Them hips, so like for real. What the oh my if she were my representative, I would have voted in 2020 and 2024. That is for sure. Do you think she likes me? Like,
Yeah,
she's making eyes at me. Like
she
I'm just
stimulated
saying.
me to go to the voting polls.
Yes.
I want to be in a dimly lit theater with her and Lauren Boebert.
I got a poll right
popcorn
here.
bucket.
And this poll's at
I know that
100% approval rating. It's also slightly above average, but her chin, I agree.
Those elbows, though, right?
I can't believe her.
How dare
Thank
she?
you. Thank you, Aaron's boss. You're doing the Lord's work. This is a political stream. Back to the politicking. Elon Musk. They basically want to kill me because I'm stopping their fraud. And they want to hurt Tesla because we're stopping this terrible waste and corruption in the government. I guess they're bad people, and bad people will do things. Finally, we're just calling it like it is. ABF, you up to no good right now? Just finally, we're done with all this. Oh no, it's incompetence nonsense. Oh, they don't know what they're doing. They're just misunderstood. No, they're bad people doing bad things and they're trying to destroy them. And it's full-blown domestic terrorism. And I'm so glad we're actually calling it out. And let's see, is their domestic terrorism actually grassroots? No, but it may be. Have you guys seen this poll? This is one we're not supposed to cover for a sec, but let's skip it. Who the hell is typing?
That's me. My mechanical keyboard is
fired.
Shit.
I love mechanical keyboards, but you're fired. 55%.
Zelensky just came in and he's typing with his cock.
Or 55% of self-identified leftists say killing Trump is justifiable.
Holy shit!
Wow.
Psycho.
So remember how during Obama and Biden, they like to say we were all a bunch of domestic terrorists and how white women were the biggest threat. And that's why in Schedule 1, I named my gang Straight White Men because we were obviously the scariest, biggest threat in America.
Hell yeah.
And then I made my character black.
Represent. Yeah, and then I made my character a black woman. And then I went, wait, I named my gang Straight White Men and I made a black.
You ruined it.
She's very progressive, okay? She's a white ally. Oh, and what did you get up to? Did Elon model the SpaceX uniform after Star Trek? I thought that was a setup for a dad joke for a second.
No, it was a legitimate question. I started thinking about it and I was like, that looks like a Star Trek uniform.
I bet you he had it on his mind that, you know, we do need to get someone in the room here that knows some style.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. He called in Hugo Boss's descendants, and it was like,
yeah,
what do
and
we
then
do?
have scientists in the room, and they'll be like, "Hey, how about we do this crazy looking thing?" Actually, you can't do that because of this.
Hugo Boss descendants, otherwise known as the people at NASA.
My heart goes out to this design. I love this design. Yeah.
Them Nazis were bad people. My God,
I haven't put it
dressed
together
for
yet.
Well,
But
I will. He is the new Werner von Braun. Oh, ABF.
I made
showing off your 3D print. I love it.
I made a starship. I still need to, put the pieces together, but this just came out the printer today.
Yeah,
Nice.
like an Elon. Okay,
Yeah.
I assumed I was looking at something like Stargate related. It took me a second to realize I wasn't looking at science fiction,
No,
which makes
I like
me really
all
happy.
spaceships. So
Fictional and space fictional. Yes, I love it because I mean, I love sci-fi. I want to go to space. That's my goal.
Me too.
It'd be awesome to go to Mars before we die, and maybe also not have World War III or have crazy globalists lording over us and chopping our kids' balls off. And how can we get away from them? Exposing them and their absolute astroturf nonsense. They are paid to do this, and now everyone knows it. They're bussed in, paid to do it. We know who the NGO is doing it. It's a huge list, especially with all the anti-Elon stuff. Sorry, I thought I loaded all my stuff up already.
It's about fucking time we call it like it is with George Soros. He's a fucking international terrorist.
Well, we have something interesting on that. Elon brought up because, well, we might know who is financing this sort of stuff. We often see them looking at papers, or they're chanting the same thing, or they say the same things, and you're like, man, this really feels like a script. They seem like robots, like total NPCs. Well, that's because it is a script, and they are total NPCs, and this is their programming right here.
This last week has been glorious for uncovering this stuff.
Yeah. Well, and this one was from the 19th. This was almost a month ago. And this was, Friends of Democracy. They talk about props, aggressiveness, and this, they talk about do not engage with them on any level that may be perceived as friendly. Allied LEs have been instructed merely to not engage. They have not been told to assist. Allied law enforcement have been instructed merely to not engage. They've not been told to assist. So we jump to, did you guys see Officer Tatum had a TP USA event? Did you see what happened there?
I missed it, actually. No.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh,
specific. I think they tried to assault him or something, but I didn't actually watch the video of it.
They set up a little tent for, the college, like the college conservatives. TP USA does such a good job getting all the youngsters in, doing the Lord's work. So they showed up at the Officer Tatum's, and look, a white woman / tranny. I'm gonna steal it. Oh, you kept me from stealing it. Oh, look, now I'm pretending like I'm not doing anything while other people steal your other stuff. Well, this is because they started. They started
put hands on them.
Oh, look at these terrorists in their black balaclavas. Oh, and their Palestinian scarves, and they're allowed to just walk away with it. The police just let it happen, almost like they're allied law enforcement.
Crazy. Crazy to think that law enforcement would be siding with one side over another. Who would have ever
This never happened in China. This never happened in China.
During all the BLM and stuff, when they would organize, they would say, this trash can you set on fire. You're not allowed to set any other trash cans on fire. This is a cop car they're going to leave here. Set that on fire. Oh, here's your pile of bricks that's hand delivered to you and whatnot. It's fully 100% coordinated, and it's coordinated alongside the Democrats and police.
This dude ran into a dude's shop in Minneapolis during that whole shit in 2020. Like he was going to burn the place to the ground. And the dude shot him because he was afraid for his life and his property. And they charged him with murder. So that's the fucking justice system we're dealing with right now.
Many such cases.
Just a prank, bro. Just a prank. All right. So we get a little bit of evidence. All right. What's a cacistocracy? Any of you guys know what a cacistocracy is?
I have never heard of a cacistocracy.
I've heard of Kekistan.
Kekistan. Exactly. Hell Pepe.
This guy also hasn't heard of a cacistocracy, despite him holding up a sign. And he has to pull it up to explain what a cacistocracy is. So you will sometimes see them with these papers, and the one we just looked at is exactly similar to what they're currently looking at. You ever wonder why they do all the mindless chants? Like who organized that? They literally hand out pieces of paper telling them what to chant, and you're not allowed to go against it whatsoever.
Yeah.
And spoiler alert, obviously a lot of them are getting paid, and they are doing this professionally.
Oh yeah.
This guy, some of them too, will tell you they don't know what they're talking about, and some of them will even tell you they are getting paid to be there. This guy, name something fascist that Trump did. Like the thing. They start talking like Joe Biden. We cannot say anything. They ask this dude, doesn't know anything. Go back to him.
Like you used to see these ads on Craigslist back in the day when people were using that a lot for like gigs and because I've done some gig work and stuff, and there was always stuff that was like, hey, for a political rally, we're looking for people to show up. Like I used to see that kind of stuff all the time, but I didn't think that it was real. I thought it was a scam until we got to modern day, and I was like, oh, those were real. Okay.
Yeah. Now, like,
gotcha.
Some of the crisis actor stuff is probably a little overblown by the tinfoil hat community in some ways. Now, there probably have been some, and they're probably used on occasion. Now, rent-to-mobs for protests, though, I think it's fair to say at this point those are very real things.
I used to wonder why, where the fuck did the mental institutions go in this country? Because we used to have places for mentally retarded people. And now we don't. And now it's the Democrat Party, and people are just wandering the streets.
Or or YouTube.
The mental
streamers,
institution is outside of my house.
Wasn't that the Reagan administration?
Yeah,
I
it was
think
Reagan.
that sucks, man. That's
Yeah.
too
Well,
bad. Shut those down.
How much do you think they're getting paid? Like $60? They're probably taking that money straight to the
So-
dispensary and then
It's-
getting high on grandma's
It's like
couch when
it's
they
like
get home.
$120 for
I
like
had
show
it,
up
or-
for 2 hours.
Some of them is like $200. Yeah.
200? That's actually not bad. Wow.
And they're funneling
yeah.
it through. Well, yeah, they have to pay shit, and they're funneling it through USAID and shit. You know, like.
I think it's more like independent donors, like the George Soroses and of
It's
the world,
NGOs.
you know?
It's
Yeah.
NGOs.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it 100% is the NGOs. We have the list of the NGO of all the Sorry, there it is. Yeah, we actually have them. It goes for a minute.
Blue also pays for a lot of that stuff. Crazy. They take
That's a lot of how the
donations. And...
Yeah, they're how the money. They're the payment processors for all of this fraud. Yeah.
What's that
And
Chewbacca
stuff?
girl? I want the
And-
Chewbacca girl.
This is basically just a at FBI, Democratic Socialist America, one of the big ones, that Indivisible. They're getting a lot of attention. They're a big part of all of this. Yeah.
But I think it is important that we cite that somewhere like Act Blue, who takes donations and says that it's going to the party, then disseminates these funds amongst these groups where they pay people to do things, or they pay for certain things. So that's where the money's actually coming from. It's not necessarily all those big donors like Soros and those
patriotic
names.
millionaires.
They're
No, but-
taking money
Oh,
from
wow.
small
Ooh.
dollar
Yeah, I
donations.
thought it was Soros, and then I realized after when Doge came in and did what they were doing, I was like, "Holy fuck, it's us!
Maybe
We're paying for it.
Progress
Oh,
Arizona.
shit.
Not Soros.
Yeah.
It's fucking. We are paying for our own destruction."
Yeah, that's
Fucked
Alex.
up.
Well,
That's something
so-
Alex Jones said forever. Is it's the State Department, but by that what he really meant was USAID, which is
Oh,
essentially
yeah,
the State
yeah.
Department's piggy bank.
Yeah.
When Bezos got his divorce, his ex-wife got so much money that she donated I think it was like $500 billion to different organizations. And I think it's those type of people where that money ends up for those.
Women Forward was one of
And-
them, and that was one that was just on the screen there.
Mhm.
Tim Cook's widow, Apple, with the Apple money, she also, well, yeah, we talked about her. She's buddies with Ghislaine Maxwell, what runs owns the Atlantic and stuff like that.
Yep.
So, yeah, a lot of these like tech billionaires, wives ex-wives and widows are a big part of this.
I
Yeah,
love
we've
how
seen
they
that
said
picture
there's a.
circulating the internet. You know,
I love how they
that
say
picture
there's a fucking pedo island, and we arrested the perpetrators who ran the island. It's like, and then they didn't arrest anybody else. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, James Cody's daughter and
No,
others.
that's
make
another.
sure-
That's another
And
subject.
I'll-
But you know what I'm saying? Like,
It's all the lawfare people Trump's going after as well. He's doing a really good job with that. All right. It also seems like, if you notice, the protests are awfully white. This isn't a summer of love where it's BLM and Antifa teaming up. It's a lot of crack-ass crackers. One of the reasons people are saying is, well, looks like the NGOs aren't paying out all the black groups to come join them. And then a lot of influencers are telling everyone, all right, sorry, hold on. I got to do my moratorium impression. All right, so the moratoriums are saying, well, we don't vote like 92% for them Democrats. We got on doing that shit. Y'all white people need to step and do that shit. We don't need our shit. So that's basically what this broad says right here. And then there's a couple other tards. This guy is possibly the tardest of them all. And they're basically all just saying stay home for whatever various retarded reason they can come up with. But a lot of, and I've seen it elsewhere, is black people did their parts, now we're going to sit on our ass. It's y'all white people's fault. And so the Democrat Party is absolutely doomed. And if they're going to try to do another summer of love, ain't gonna be no BLMs snapping their way into a Best Buy to steal all the TVs. It's just going to be the Antifa crack-ass crackers. So the terrorists, they're going to be terrorizing, but they're not going to have the black factions, it looks like. And the Democrats are just doomed overall. They can't even get their terrorists are in shambles. Can you believe it? All right. So once again, there's a guy buying up all the geofence data. Jeff. Hey, Lloyd Burton. Thank you, Jeff. Appreciate you. One step closer to more rep Paulina Luna. Actually, I'll give you a little flash. We'll give you a little flash for that one. That one's for you. Oh, we'll give you a little hip for that one, Jeff. Good Lord have mercy. This is a political show. It's a political show.
I think Erwin just creamed himself.
I'm gonna come. Oh God, I love that. All right. No, wait, you're all moving on me. All right, so someone paid for the geofence data or whatnot, blah, 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 blah. The last one of these fake Tesla, anti-Tesla things, it was like 82% of them had been to all of the events. I thought I was farther. Risk it getting up in here. Risk it wanting to see some hips.
He wants the biscuit. He wants the whole biscuit.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Like, how does that even work? Like, why did nature even do that? Oh, Lord have mercy.
That's what I call a biscuit right there.
I will go to a foreign country and die for that.
I would risk it for that biscuit right there. Yeah.
And then when I got back home missing a leg, the things I would do to her. Well, I have to hop over to her, but it's gonna have a lot of vigor. I would fight and die for her. All right,
enough to make a grown man cry.
Yes, grown man. Thank you, Risk It. You're doing the Lord's work. Let's see. Sorry. Now, y'all. Like I said, I'm really starting to rethink letting them vote remotely. I don't know, something about her argument just really makes sense.
I'm glad I'm drunk right now, because otherwise I'd have a rock hard boner.
All right, ahead of. All right, so Zero Hedge already did a big expose on 186 NGOs, unions, other radical leftist groups that are part of the whole mass mobilization of renter protesters. So these are the people you're gonna want to investigate, DOJ and FBI, and more on that soon. Looks like they might be doing that. We got Ezra Levin of the Indivisible Project, is essentially now the current face of the Democrats' domestic terrorism campaign. Let's see if we can see his face. All right, so Isaac. Oh yeah, his face, and then also his face as well. So Isaac, this is Ezra Levin. Any thoughts?
There's words I want to say that I can't say on YouTube when I first see them.
Rumble Live. All right, yes, let's get that rat fink out of here. All right, basically they did it again. It's like 93% went to all the other rallies and Kamala events and all that stuff. They are all a bunch of professional protesters. We call that AstroTurf. Meanwhile, you got Trump has his events. And so many people show. There's always so much overflow. There's so much local people, whereas they have to bus everyone in. Whenever they don't bus it,
that's not true. Trump actually did not sell out Madison Square Garden for a rally right at the end.
Yeah,
that didn't happen. That was all fake. Yeah.
I heard that he can't even fill a stadium.
Yeah, that's what I heard too.
Yeah, props to Dragonwise. He's talking about veteran affairs and their, they're paying.
Oh.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, take that soda out of that trash's mouth and give a veteran some health care. That sounds good to me.
He paid something. He paid for something, and reserved something in return. And these motherfuckers, like I said, net negative.
Being able to vote like Starship Troopers, not the worst idea to make you do some sort of military or public service to be able to vote.
By the way,
not the craziest idea.
Political update for my area. Griffin won his fucking court case, and they're gonna try to appeal it, of course. But
shout out, John, appreciate you.
They fucking mailed in like 10.
I'm not too drunk. Hold on.
10,000 ballots overseas, and they're playing it off like they're veterans and shit. And they're faking their ballots. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh, yeah, because that's the whole thing is, we have to get the veterans ballot, or the military ballots in and whatnot.
Yeah, and it's just people flooding. So what they did is they created a thing outside the country so that people can't keep their eyes on it, and they're just flooding fucking ballots in from outside of the country.
Yeah, I always thought it's in the most recent one they made a big deal, like they really all of a sudden cared about the military, and I'm like, that's weird.
Yeah, I hate to segue from military people voting to
queer undocumented Latinas. What were you saying?
I was saying that they really cared about it because it was just an example of voting from afar, and that they wanted to use.
Yeah.
It is a good thing that our troops get to vote when they're deployed. So
absolutely.
A lot of times though, they actually go out of the way to make it harder for them to vote because obviously the troops are more likely to vote Republican, which is why I was like, wait, why are they so concerned about them voting? Because that's not going to be good for them. But yeah.
Also, there's
fraud,
allegedly U.S. funded airstrikes that end up happening on U.S. military bases when they're supposed to go vote. But yeah, we won't get into that.
And this person, Allison Riggs, is claiming that this is a threat to democracy by forcing people to prove that they voted something. It's like
there's so much I want to say election wise that I don't know if I can on YouTube that we could get into so deeply with this.
I'm already
such
banned.
a
just say borrow. You say borrow instead of steal. That's what I do.
Yeah.
All right, just like she borrowed her way into our country. I am an immigrant. I am undocumented, unafraid, queer, and unashamed, and fat as hell. And the rapid response, like White House rapid response, suggested that she deport herself with the CBP-1 app.
Tom Homan, please open up.
Well,
I mean, we got 9/11. People wonder why the buildings fell, and it's like this fucking woman was on the 9th floor. That's why. It's just like I can't.
She
I can't
soon, Magnum. Too soon.
Well, the sad part is she's only a 21-year-old Latina woman that happened to have the Mountain Dew money, and it didn't work out too well with those genetics. It just did not end.
And money.
She saw the Israelis dancing, and she started to twerk, and then the towers came down.
Oh, exactly. Here's actually a good question. Is there any kind of provision where you can use the food stamp money to purchase burritos from the illegal food fronts?
I think she stored the tannerite in her fat flaps, actually. That's what I think. Not the tannerite, the whatever the hell else.
The roast beef.
Yeah,
maybe she got flung over to Building 4.
No, Building 7, yeah.
Sorry, Building 7.
Building 7, yeah.
No, she was at the Pentagon that day, actually, I think.
Oh, God.
I don't need no man. It's like, no man will have you anyway.
She went to the bathroom and half of the Pentagon was just blown out. They couldn't recover a lot of stuff.
She went to the bathroom and the towers came down.
That's why they found no missile fragments. I mean, no plane fragments. Whatever.
All right. So
I can't keep track.
Isaac, yeah, all right, yeah. Moving on.
I know. He jumped in the ocean and a tsunami happened.
So, Isaac, the youngsters are now more conservative than the old white men, and this woman is here at one of these protests, and she's going, "Wait, where are all the young people? These are just all the '60s boomers that destroyed America. Where are all the youngs?" Do you have any thoughts about where the youngs might be, Isaac?
I do have thoughts. I think that we're sick of all this gay shit and the time of all this crap is over. And I would like to drop something in the chat if possibly
a private chat, maybe.
Private chat, of course. Private chat link possibility.
Well, I can share a screen too if you want to bring it up yourself.
I'm retarded, so well,
you knew that.
Oh
wait, no, whoa, Isaac, you can't be making jokes about. I actually just found out the other day that Isaac's retarded. So Isaac, please, man, don't be calling Isaac retarded. That's so.
Yeah.
We're all professionals here, man.
Hard R. Yeah.
I can't believe, like, when we call people retards, it's a joke, but calling an actual retarded retard.
I know.
Come on, Isaac.
But I feel like I have the pass, though.
Be like me calling Gooch retarded, okay? That would just be really offensive. Isaac, any thoughts?
I have the pass. No, I posted it earlier. Just like don't doubt Gen Z. I think there's big plans. We're kind of done with it. We grew up in the post 9/11 era. We kind of matured around the COVID hell world time, and we had enough of it, and we are in the age of information. I've been watching Alex Jones since I was 12 years old. Okay,
yeah, but,
and a lot of other guys my age have too. So we kind of have a little bit of information.
But is it just the men though? Because I'm seeing like the percentages.
Yes.
Like 79% men are based, but like
let me just say the women.
70% of women are not.
We're never getting the women.
Women are women.
Yes. Women will women. You're correct.
We just want to have fun and destroy Western civilization.
But the benefit with that is we have men that are willing to take the lead again in the country as well. And it's not going to be the happy wife, happy life, baby boomers, just do what your wife says and all this crap,
I have the toxic masculinity, but where's all the strong men at? It's like, stupid bitch.
Oh wait, no, hey, no, hey, Hook, Micah, we're not doing this. Come on, stop it. Bad. All right, so yeah, the youngs are finally waking up, and the olds, well, you can't teach olds new tricks, sadly. We've all had a parent or an older like coworker we had to teach some kind of technology to. And they could learn it. They just refuse to learn. It's not that they couldn't learn how to do something new. Olds just hate doing anything new. Even if it would make their little rut that they're living in, that they don't want to get out of, even if it would make it better in their little rut, they still just refuse. They're just full blown because you can't teach old dogs new tricks. And when it comes to waking up politically, some of them, it's just been too long. There's no help.
You will take their paper physical checks from their cold dead hands. They will never give up their checkbook ever, ever. Never go digital.
Dude, like some of my parents' friends, and they're like, I voted Democrat my whole life, and I'm part of the union. It's like, well, they're just funneling money to you, so you vote for people that give you money, and it's just going on and on and on and on. People, whoever gives me money, I vote for them. It's like this. There's fucking more to this country than that shit, you know. But
someone who doesn't want even you to like set them up with an email so they can watch Netflix instead of like stealing your Netflix or whatever, they won't do that. Trying to teach them that like the party they've been voting for like 4 decades, trying to convince them that they're like corrupt and they've been lied to. It's tough, but
you are corrupt if you're voting for somebody because they give you money. You are fucking corrupted.
Yeah. But the youngsters, they haven't had all that like decades of brainwashing. ABF?
Yeah. I had to actually speed to my mom's house today because she called me on the phone and she's like, someone wanted $1,300 from me today, and I gave him my my Apple password and this and that, and I'm like, oh no shit. Change all your passwords. And she's like, how do I do that? He walked me through how to do that, and I'm like,
oh my god.
Yeah. She did the beekeeper. You're gonna have to go full Jason Statham now and kill everyone.
I want to, but there's no paper trail.
I want a whole ABF.
I'm like, did he have an Indian accent? And she's like, yes. I'm like,
of course.
Screwed.
That's literally the beekeeper.
Fucking John Wick 5.
Every single time.
I try to teach my parents how to use a computer, and they refuse. They will not learn anything new.
So this is the same person who will give an Indian whatever information they ask for, but they tell you when you try to tell them what's really going on, you can't believe everything you hear on the internet. And then the Indian tells them, I need your social security number. And they say, here you go.
Luckily, we got it all sorted out. Nothing actually happened because my mom got suspicious at a certain point of the whole thing. But
yeah, honestly, yes, I need to have this talk with my parents at some point. If you haven't, guys, let your parents know. Don't be ever buying lots of gift cards for anything. You are getting scammed. No matter what you think, you are getting scammed.
And anytime
Apple will never ask you for your password. Okay.
No one will ever ask you for your password.
And anytime you get a text message, it's like, the whole world's burning to the ground. You need to click on this button or else.
Yeah.
As an owner of a business, I got 5 text messages today saying that they can secure me up to $175,000 in loans, same day approval. I get those all the time, and it's like, just call this number, just click this link. Don't click the link.
Never.
Do not click the link.
Even if it's legit,
$5 million sweepstakes.
Even if you think it's real, just type the name of the damn website into Google and go to that one instead. Don't click the link, even if it looks real.
It's coming from fuckpeopleover.com.
So I've gotten stuff that says your Amazon delivery has arrived. Click this link to confirm that you received it.
Oh, I got that. I got that one and actually clicked it, and I was like,
don't do that.
I clicked it and I was like, oh fuck, somebody's trying to buy my shit buy some shit on Amazon now. And
yeah, that's exactly the thing that happened to my mom today, but it was for Apple Pay.
Yeah. And it's in California.
And the IRS will never call your house and ask you to pay your taxes in gift cards either.
And the AI is gonna, we're all gonna have to explain to our parents AI scams at some point.
Well, I actually did order something. My dad ordered something, and they're like, your delivery is blah blah blah, and I was like, I was probably half drunk or fucking half asleep or some shit. I was just like, click whatever, click whatever.
My dad, who is Gen X. My dad is Gen X, but he fell for the AI video of the capybara eating a piece of watermelon I'm like, Dad, that's not real. That's AI. He's not holding it, sitting there eating it. He's like, oh, okay.
Wait, what capybaras eat watermelons though? What do you wait? What was
But
it
no,
doing?
with hands. He's sitting there holding a slice in his
The
hand. He's eating it like a
capybaras?
human.
It was a
Yeah.
capybara
Ah.
being cooked to death in a wok,
Yes.
but enjoying it as eating water.
Exactly. And I'm like, Dad,
Chupacabra?
that's not real. That's AI. He's like, it looks so real. I'm like, that's AI.
Some like my boomer buddy, like I help him. He asks questions sometimes, and sometimes it takes me a while to realize what he's saying, and then when I realize what he's saying, I go, you don't understand even the most basics, like how technology works, or you don't even He keeps trying to use YouTube like it's fucking social media. He gets his chats pulled up on this one stream, and now he tried to tell me, he's like, oh, me and you, we're real internet personalities right now. And I'm like, he talks about how many thumbs up he gets on his comments and his replies on his comments. I'm like, oh my god. And that's how Nancy Pelosi stays in power for decades. All right, enough making fun of the olds. Wow, reports say Pam Bondi may be launching an investigation into George and Alex Soros for allegedly financing attacks on Tesla property. Alex Soros is
On fucking time.
Georgia. And it's like, okay, well, this is reports, blah, blah, blah. Elon Musk. Those who financed the attacks against Tesla will go to prison.
Good.
Fuck, I'm saying, man. Hell yeah.
Interesting. I wonder if he knows a thing or two that he's not allowed to say, more than we, the public, might know. Interested to see where that goes. They've already been arresting a bunch of people. They're going after him for the 20 years. So they are going after him hard, but you got to go after the financiers of it because they're the real criminals behind
Make
all
no
this.
mistake. Soroses are fucking terrorists, international terrorists. That's what they are.
Oh, yes. And they're what? The Soros Open Society is not even allowed to operate in Hungary or whatever, like his home country.
His home country kicked him out back in the 80s.
Sounds a whole lot like it'll be fine if we kick him out of our country.
They've killed more people than the cartels in Mexico. I would put money on that shit.
Speaking of killing people, Hillary Clinton. So
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Please don't kill us, Hillary. Lauren Young, a Democrat campaign strategist who worked on Hillary Clinton's campaign, made a Facebook post.
She looks fucking drunk.
West Palm Beach, dear Iran, he's on the golf course.
Oh, shit.
I don't think you're allowed to say that on social media.
Nope.
Remember how he said 55% are cool with a little bit of terrorisms?
That's one of them.
Yeah, they're into terrorism. We're into America. This is how into America we are. But I think we still are a little bit more. We need a little bit. Dragonwise hooked us up with that 5. And I support veterans. This one's for you, veterans. Shout out.
America. Fuck yeah.
We appreciate your
We
sacrifice.
support our troops for sure.
And the booty.
Yep. That's right.
All right. Here we go. Like you guys were talking about. Babylon B. Trump announces huge blowout sale on stocks.
Dude, I wish I had a fucking fuck ton of money to buy stocks right now. I'm just buying all fucking shit.
I saw a meme and it was Trump holding a sign saying "Occupy Wall Street," but the liberals didn't like it this time because he's the one doing it. So.
Oh my God, he actually yes. All right. So we talked about this earlier. Federal government. All right, we got a deal for you. I receive 1/3 of your paycheck. You receive roads. J.K. Lamau, nothing. Fuck you. I hate you. That's the federal government. Yeah, sums it up. Yeah, if we had to choose what it went to, Doge. Let's see. A border. Doge. That would be cool. I'm cool with borders.
Anna Paulina's booty.
Anna Paulina's booty. Let's get her some daycare. Yes. Yeah, I think that's about it. Guns for all program. Isaac, what were you gonna say?
Mail order full auto P90s with subsidized ammo as well. I support that.
That'll be part of the Guns for All program. Yes.
I'm a big fan of the Guns for All program because I think that there will be bad actors that end up with guns as well, and the problem will sort itself out very quickly.
That's why we need more belt feds in the hands of the good people than the bad people.
I think every taxpayer should get an every taxpayer is not violent criminal should get an MP9 just from the government.
Yeah,
give it to the violent criminals too.
And they're saying, hey,
the problem will sort itself out.
It's a lot faster than
Yes.
the cops. Here you go.
Just
Have
the ones you
you-
put in the hood. The ones you put them in the hood. Load them with blanks, and it'll sort itself out.
No, it don't need to be blanks. They shoot them sideways. They don't hit shit anyway. Charlemagne the God.
They don't pay taxes neither, so fuck it.
Oh, I guess they're not going to be allowed to vote. Disenfranchised. Hakeem Jeffries and Chuck Schumer need to be primaried and thrown out of office. Charlemagne the God. So this is the whole debate of, should we get farther left or should we kick these idiots out? And this whole debate, this whole civil war, that is why they are polling so bad, because obviously they're hated by the Republicans and independents. But the reason they're polling it so bad is even the Democrat base and party hates the Democrats right now.
You should
call
call them
this
retards.
the political Darwinism stream. I call this the straight to unlisted stream. Yes. Thank you, Mark. I appreciate you. All right. So yeah, the Civil War is continuing. I support it.
I apologize, everyone. It's all my fault.
I'm not sure what you're apologizing for, but as a white man, you have a lot to apologize for.
No, I'm just saying for demonetizing the stream.
Oh, you're all good.
He already knew it. He already knew it before he brought me on.
Someone had to do it, Magnum.
As long as my bosses are able to get through, I'm not too worried about the ad revenue. This is very much so viewer funded. Unlike NPR, I couldn't do this without viewers like you and the ABF and Melinda Gates Foundation. Done with Dems. New York City Mayor Adams to run for re-election as independent. The mayor of New York City is done with the Democrat Party. Why? Because he said, hey, maybe illegal criminals on our streets is bad. And they said, we're going to investigate you and put you in prison. You already have spent $3 million. Why aren't you a Democrat anymore? How strange.
He's a former police officer.
Former police officer. For some reason, he thinks illegal criminals doing crimes on his streets is bad. So, what's her face moratorium? Well, who's the attorney general or DA? Letitia James or whatever.
Letitia James.
Yeah. So
Letitia ratchet bitch.
She went after him, of course. I think for like campaign campaign crap.
Yeah,
that's what they always get. That's what they always get you for. And then meanwhile, like AOC and Ilhan Omar and the squad, they can all hire all their boyfriends and give them all money, and then have them consult and stuff, and give them all their campaign money. That's fine, but
dude, he didn't go along with Joe Biden's bullshit for 1 second, and then Joe Biden went after him.
He went like along with a lot of their bullshit, and
he did
one thing. He's like, no, and they
try to destroy him.
And then they asked like,
prison.
oh, tell me more about them persecuting. And he says to read Kash Patel's book. He actually is recommending Kash Patel's book.
Damn.
I love the first slide of it where he says, "This is real shit."
Yes, this is real shit, man. So these people would 100% be totally fine with you being behind bars for 35 years, completely broke, just so they could send a message to other states not to push back. Read Cash's book. Yeah. All right. This is where we talk about Europe. This is the eye glazer segment, but it's important that we talk about it. I actually have a clip for our eye gazer segment. It's I didn't even realize this was a tariffs thing at first. I just went in for the non-tariff stuff, but extra appropriate.
Anyone?
Yeah, this is what happens when I talk about Europe, and then everyone, I stop talking and no one cares and no one responds. Anyone? Here's Norway. Being culturally enriched. This is Norway, guys.
Those people are very Norwegian in their origins, that this is something that Norway is known for. I don't know if it was from the beginning of the country, but it is now. All right.
The Vikings were Muslim. Everyone knows that.
Yeah, they have riding around on longboats.
Yeah, they have a piece of
And
paper right
camels.
here that says they're Norwegian. That's all we need, apparently, I guess, now.
I mean, the only thing, I am Norwegian.
Don't tell Obama.
I am Norwegian, so the only thing in common that we have is that we fuck our cousins.
And
to say.
Yes, and yes, the reason I do this segment is we do have a very international audience.
Anyone?
And there, but for the grace of God, go we in the UK. This woman, she had a bit of an Isaac moment where she said some things about mass deportations after a bunch of little girls got killed. And then she ended it by saying, Isaac, you'll like this. If that makes me racist, so be it.
There was
So
also the
I have a
call to
serious
action
question.
in the middle of it.
Is she single?
no, they are
Okay.
sending her to prison for 2.5 years, and they won't let her out to like see her daughter and stuff like
So
that.
all
That's
Isaac needs to
sad.
do is claim to be a woman in this European country, and then he can go meet his wife.
That's
To
a
be
plan.
fair, she did call for setting fire to their hotels, and then also while you're at it, take the government politicians with.
I
So she
reiterate my
maybe-
previous point.
She
Yeah.
maybe did go a little too far.
Little bit crossed the
Yeah, she didn't
line.
say set it on fire with them in it. She just said get rid of their. She wanted them unhoused.
I'm still waiting for the racist part. I haven't seen it yet.
All right, so yeah, no free speech in Britain, of course, and I love that Trump is tying some of these tariffs to, hey, I notice you're doing your Online Safety Act. I notice you have no freedom whatsoever. Well, I think we're going to make these social issues part of the tariff and trade agreements, using that economic power to force them to not go into full dystopia, to force them to act like Western civilization is brilliant. Exporting our values through economic strength rather than George Bush's fucking missiles and spreading democracy that way. Let's spread democracy this way. ABF, you look like you had something?
It's crazy that we have to do that. But also, we were doing that, with the wrong kind of values in the past few years. So it's,
But we were
I guess we need to,
exporting
we need to correct
culturally.
it. Yeah.
It was
Well,
crazy
that's
that
the
we
point.
went from king and country and all this stuff to just no country at all. Just fucking open it up and let it's a fucking genocide is what they're doing in UK. It's crazy. There's gonna be no British people left by the time the shit's done with.
Yeah, it's very. I have lots of Indian cultural enrichment around me, and I feel for the British, and it's
We had
just
1,000 years of brave men that held off the Eastern invaders, if that's what you want to call them. And I mean, for nothing now, we just say, "Come on,
and
But Isaac,
and they used to melt into the melting pot, and now they want to make their Muslim compounds and their 400-acre Muslim compounds in Dallas, Texas, or Houston. Hey,
we're in the middle of the 400 years of aggression that spawned the Crusades to happen in the first place. So, history
saying.
repeats itself.
Deuce fault.
It's like they won.
I want round two Crusade. Let's go.
It'd be round 3 actually, but yeah.
Round 7.
All right. So, speaking of Texas, we got a couple attorney generals that are worth a darn in various states. Eric Schmidt, Missouri, now a senator. Very happy about that. So old Ken Paxton from Texas, who does quite a good job as attorney general there, said, you know what? Screw you, John Cornyn. I am gonna primary your ass.
God.
Threw his hat in the ring. Hayden, you got some thoughts on that?
Yes. So John Cornyn has been a scourge on my state for I cannot tell you how long. Every time I see his name, I vote for his opponent, whether they're Democrat, Republican, or if we're looking at the primaries, I don't care. I will pick a random name. Because John Cornyn.
He makes Ted Cruz seem like full MAGA.
Vote for a
by
goddamn
comparison.
monkey before I vote for that fucker.
Yeah.
And now, so Ken Paxton, then are you
Ken
are you happy
Paxton?
to vote for Ken Paxton?
I'm in.
Hell yeah.
in. Kim Paxton, he's done a great job as our AG. He filed more lawsuits against the Biden administration than anybody else in the country did. This man was on top of it. He was at the same time, he was looking into impropriety that was happening in the Texas House chamber because the Speaker of the House at one point was just getting drunk and slurring his words, and he wasn't able to speak or conduct meetings. And he
Are you
was
talking about Mitch McConnell?
No.
Oh, okay. Different
horrible.
person who can't speak and has strokes and that. Okay.
Yeah, it was, remember the fucking letter that what's the governor of your state again? He's crippled.
Abbott.
Hot Wheels.
Hot Wheels. Yeah, Hot Wheels Abbott. Do you remember the fucking letter that he wrote to the Biden administration? I thought so. I used to think he was soft like before that letter, but and obviously it's just a fucking letter. But like that, if you read that shit, it's like the fucking Declaration of Texas independence. If you ask me, like it's so.
And
good.
he waited until Ron DeSantis did it before he sent one too.
He's a bit weak. He did the same thing with lockdowns too. If I'm not mistaken, he waited
You're
for Florida to go
100%
first.
correct. Lockdowns were pulled out of, I believe it was 2 other states. Abbott was number 3, and everybody tried to tout Texas as the one who led the charge.
Yeah, the whole thing where he's funding, illegal aliens to live next door, kind of fucking stupid too.
I have all the aliens next door to me. Mark of reality for 10. Yeah, literally I don't even talk about it right now. But yeah, I definitely feel very replaced-y in the city I was born and raised in. It doesn't feel good to get invaded. All right, mark of reality for a 10. Didn't Elon say that 4.7 trillion was missing from the federal budget? This and all the weird stuff uncovered by Doge makes me not want to have taxes. Is 60% of the federal budget total BS laundering? 60% at least.
99%.
Yeah. And like, even if it's not like laundering, it's like, them overpricing things and paying ridiculous money or just waste in other ways. Even if it's not direct laundering and fraud, it's still wasteful.
And it's just Democrats giving their friends money.
And themselves, yeah.
Joe Biden ran, well, not him, but Joe Biden's brother ran a construction company that was going to rebuild the Middle East during the Obama terms, and they successfully built 0 houses, but they got a lot of money for it.
It's like the high-speed internet that connected nobody. All right. Hayden, I don't know how to tell you this, but trannies are trying to steal your hairstyle. Thoughts?
Yeah, of course.
So
they think that long hair means feminine. Long hair doesn't mean feminine.
Yeah. And it's dude's hair, which dude's hair is long, grows different than women's hair does long. So this is the championship for the women's pool. The 2 women competing for the championship in women's pool are dudes.
I remember this story. It's just funny.
It's finally happened.
You can't even argue like the whole strength thing, but it is funny how they're at the top.
Yeah.
It's funny too that
female pool player of all time is a dude.
It's.
Did you guys see the disc golfer as well? Who's like, I can't do this anymore. And you see the difference between her throw and the dude's throw.
the hulking man that would like drive his disc. Yeah.
Let's see. No, I don't know.
I know you guys seen that South Park clip with a fucking Macho Man Randy Savage.
Yeah.
It's
It's in the doc.
funny.
Yeah.
We're living in that day.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Isaac, I finally actually pulled up the thing you put in private chat. New study reveals the number of white 18 to 24-year-olds attending church has quadrupled since 2018. That's the 4th turning.
Yes,
we
sir.
get away from God, everything goes to hell. We end up at the bottom. We've lost everything, and that's when people finally, when you don't have anything, you turn to God, and then that's what gets us back up out of the 4th turning because we finally get morals and stuff again. Christianity has its flaws, but Christianity is good at building civilizations. And you get those morals, you get that structure back, and you can build. And then we get it really good, and we're like, maybe we don't need this like religious or moral framework. Maybe we should just have fun, do whatever feels good, and chop the kids' balls off. And we're back down into the pits of hell and godless, soulless degenerates. Well, I guess we better find God again.
Have you guys heard about the ducks
Speaking
from
of soulless
Weimar, Germany?
Degenerates. What about that?
Yeah.
So there were ducks.
Of course,
in
Isaac
Weimar,
knows.
Germany.
Ducks.
Ducks?
Yeah.
Dogs?
So people would go buy live ducks in Weimar, Germany, and remember that was just a little bit before the World War II happened. But they would go buy ducks for dinner, and it would be a live duck. But before they would kill the duck and eat it, they would.
All right, moving on.
Y'all ever played the game Limp Biscuit?
Well, I know they have
hot
in
dog
Germany
flavored water, chocolate starfishes.
I know in Germany they have turducken, where they stuff a duck inside of a turkey. But you're suggesting
They were stuffing the duck with something else.
Exactly.
They're wieners.
It's like turducken, essentially.
Yep.
Well, how do you
Turducken.
Moving on.
How do you know it's good if you don't fuck it first?
I will be. To be fair, every race likes chicken, and every race fucks animals in our most degenerate form. Yes.
Why does it quack so much?
All right, moving on to our last thing. They want to turn in the island real. Hey guys, thoughts on creating human bodies that don't have working brains so we can have extra body parts? Does anyone have any ethical problems with this?
If a copy of me shows up at my house and says I escaped from the lab, I am immediately turning myself in for my spare parts for later.
Yes. So you're doing straight up, you're going the island. Yes. So here's the thing though, they tell you, oh, well we have the ability to do it without like the neural components and the brain and stuff, so they can't think or be aware or feel pain. But like in the island, they realize you can do that, but it's not the same. It just doesn't work. You have to have them actually like live lives. It's the difference between like real beef and synthetic beef. So it's going to start, oh, they're dead. But then ABS is going to be told they're dead. And then he's going to get a knock on the door and he's going to open it. And it's going to be a real Terminator situation as he gets blown away. ABF? So you don't have any moral quandaries with this, then it sounds like you're ready to turn in all the clones.
I was totally joking. We should. This is definitely a moral issue that shouldn't be a thing. Yeah.
Yeah. I just one wrong person you give a bad kidney to, and they're going to turn into like an Akira monster and like absorb the whole world. I say maybe we avoid it for a little while. The ethical concerns are a little rough.
It's kind of weird that this comes up while I'm in the process of binge watching Battlestar Galactica. It makes me think of the Cylons and the humanoid androids and all that kind of creepy. I want to stay away from that, actually.
Yes.
I don't want to.
Let's avoid the androids and let's just have reality.
Yeah,
real
you guys stay away
old-fashioned
from
analog.
I'll check it out for science, and I'll let you guys know how it turns out.
Exactly, for science.
Yeah, like brain chip. Are you okay with the brain chip? What if it's Elon Musk and he's totally based. We're free of the globalist. Everything is all good. It's like only upside.
No, I
still no brain chip.
I think a lot of people fantasize about going into the Matrix when that movie came out, like what it would be like if you could control it. And I honestly think that more people would be okay with it than not.
I think that you're correct, but I think that there was only one Neo that could actually control it, and I think everybody else just falls into the no. Sleep in your pod, be happy.
So Isaac, here's the thing. So like, I got my brain chip, and I'm super smart. I like don't have to sleep. I'm on a whole nother level than you. You're a second tier human. You are on the lowest caste now. You getting the brain chip now?
No. I'm already used to being on the lower level than everyone else, functionally speaking. So it's like it's nothing new to me. I mean, this is all right. No, I'll gladly die before I get the brain chip. I'll gladly die before that.
Clearly, this is Elon Musk's cure to communism.
All right, last topic before we get out of here. I want a dire wolf. What do you think of the average cost should be? What could go wrong? ABF, you got any thoughts on dire wolves and what could go wrong?
Lots of
I don't think that they should be released into the wild because there could be some sort of Jurassic Park situation where they just evolve outside of the zoo. But I don't know. It is kind of cool that they did it though. At the same time, like you can't say it's not cool.
Yes, makes you wonder what else they've been bringing back to life and what other sorts of experiments we don't know. Dire wolves are free. Yes, I agree. We need to get them out of their cages and into the wild. I disagree with ABF. Set those dire wolves free.
Life always finds a way, Erwin.
I know, that's what I'm saying. You can cage them, but then they'll get smart and they'll trick the handler and then they'll like eat her and escape and whatnot. And then there's a whole thing.
We have Chris Pratt full time to make sure that he does his little hand thing where they're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, like there's a little I got the dog clicker. You just get one of those and he's like,
yeah, who do y'all got in a fight, Chris Pratt or a dire wolf?
Well, the dire wolf, they're like 6 or 7 feet tall.
Yeah,
we're forgetting that.
Yeah, that was a rhetorical question.
They're very large animals.
Isaac, how do you cook your mammoth steaks?
Mammoth steaks extra well done in that case, I would have to say. Absolutely.
Honestly,
I'm looking forward to trying it. Yeah.
Probably some parasites.
Like, I don't cook it, I eat that shit raw.
Well, we got coming in fast. Get special Chinese hat made red Magus logo. Wait, what? Wait 1 second. Oh, I forgot I'm plugged in. Ah. Does this count? I hope
You have to
so.
put the MAGA hat on top of it, so it's got to be over the peak. Yeah, now there you go. There you go.
I want a robot. Hold on, this is failing me. I want a robot that looks like Grace Park. Wait, who's Grace Park? Am I about to?
Yeah, who is Grace Park?
I got Luna Butt pulled up next to me. I got to get rid of Luna Butt. All right, wait, what's her name? What park? Grace Park.
Grace Park.
Grace
All right.
Park.
Let's see. Do you think she's a porn star?
Oh, she's from Battlestar Galactica. She's the Asian chick.
She is the Asian chick from Battlestar Galactica. Correct. All right, Grace Park. But
She's all right. Okay.
Give me a sec. Give me a second.
Like, give me 30
All
seconds.
right, bikini. Okay, my mind is slowly changing.
Yeah, she's
All right.
pretty good looking. I think that Isaac will tell you that Trisha Helfer is
I'll be with
lot
you in a
better
sec.
looking.
A little bony. A little bony.
Yeah, she's Asian though. I mean,
Yeah, but there's plenty of
Just
Asians
get above.
that are not so bony.
Yeah.
so, but
Hayden knows.
Yeah.
what if you could only get Grace Park in cat girl form? Would you still be cool with it if she had cat ears and a tail? Now, what if she had
She was a
sandpaper
furry.
tongue?
She was a furry.
Okay, hold on. I'm doing a slightly more research. Hold on. This might change your guys' mind a little bit. Let's see. Hold on. Did we get another one? All right. Wait. Trish. Yeah. Okay. Hey, I'll pull her up in a second. Okay. Does this change your mind at all?
Woo.
Yeah.
'Cause
No.
that's
A little bit, but
it's definitely a better
see.
view. All right.
see.
Hold on.
Fucking
New
that
Chinese
stuff.
food restaurant. Walking. Wouldn't it be walking wool though?
Yeah, it would have to be walk-in wool.
walk a wall.
Excellent work, though, Dragon. Excellent work. All right. While ABF plugs his birthday stream tomorrow, I will look up Trissa Helfer. Go, ABF. Go.
So I have my Wednesday show tomorrow called Trigger Happy, and it's falling on my actual birthday. We're gonna be talking about games leading up into Late and Gay with the GCA, and we're also gonna be having Epic Mike on that one. So it's gonna be a good show.
Excellent. Hayden.
To clarify, Epic Mike is with us on Late and Gay with the GCA, not on Trigger Happy, but Trigger Happy is just before that. And
everyone has to watch both. It's ABS birthday. You have to watch both.
It's
so.
mandatory.
No, that's what I meant. Did I say the wrong thing? I thought
No, it was just the
leading
way
into
you said it.
Okay.
It was
Thank
it's fine. It's fine. I just wanted to clarify. But yeah, I might pop in on Trigger Happy since it's ABF's birthday, but I will definitely be on Late and Gay tomorrow, and then see me around the internets and my occasional controversial takes on X.
I follow you again on X, so I can actually get your controversial
Yeah, I
takes
lost
again.
a bunch of followers
Oh, right.
apparently. So
Me
I was
too.
one of them. Yeah, I know. Isaac, I found apparently everyone they left in the secret Twitter 1.0 code. And that's why you lost it. That's why I've been losing subscribers on YouTube. It's not because I'm making totally different content and other things. It's YouTube's Professor Savage ad member for 1 month. Just want everyone to know ABF is super straight and has absolutely zero questionable shopping practices. This makes
Thank
me
you.
think he's
I agree
not
with that.
super straight and has questionable shopping practices.
Yeah, he doesn't have a thing on Grinder. Yeah.
So I did shop at Sprouts today, and I wore my Doge shirt in there, which actually pissed off a lot of people, and I thought I was going to get kicked out. So
that is hilarious.
Wait, really?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, lift it up. What is it? Does it just say Doge or what's
it's my Doge. It's got
Oh,
Trump doing a thumbs up. And
okay. That makes more sense than a shirt that just says Doge on it. Oh, okay. I could see now. That makes a little bit more sense.
By the way, where he was
Shout out,
shopping was
Scott.
an REI, or fucking 60s queer.
Dude, last time I went to REI, there were way too many gay pins on people's vests to where I was like, I'm never coming here again.
Parking lot's full of Subarus.
Yeah, that's like. Yeah, it's like I see RFK, Make America Healthy Again. It's like, oh, I'm going to go to the health food store. I'm going to the healthy grocery. Gay, 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 gay. Everyone gay.
Yeah.
Speaking of, shout out Scott. On ABF, I need you to read this one.
My mate dated an Asian chick until things went sideways.
merch.
Disavow.
I don't get it. Europe Army,
Allegedly.
Europe Army. I still don't know. Hugh Reeb Army. ABF buys Dan
Europe
Fast Man Bun
Army.
replica merch.
Nope, that is lies and slander.
Could you 3D print a man bun?
Yes, but I think that my printer would
Minus-
become gay.
-5 social credit score. Yes,
Yeah.
correct.
I would, but I ran out of soy.
Shout out, thank you. Ooh, I think I got some. One moment. Here, you can have mine.
Oh my gosh.
It's for you. So I used to drink almond milk, and then one time I accidentally bought soy milk. And I'm like, God damn it! So I poured it all out and kept it as a prop. All right, so moving on down to, I think Hayden plugged right. Isaac,
Yep, I did.
you're a streamer now. Tell me more.
Apparently, yeah. So Monday nights on my channel on YouTube, we have the Golden Age podcast where we're talking politics and kind of giving it a fun twist, you know, as much as we can. Some memes involved and everything good. And I had Cornboy on last night on his first streaming appearance. He did great.
Nice.
So it was awesome to have a great conversation with Cornboy. The chat had a good time. So definitely please come and check it out. Monday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern. So that's what I got going on pretty much, mostly at the moment. And videos and messing around on X more than I should. So
Repoing.
I just repoed for about an hour and a half before the stream and might go back to it after. So it's pretty fun.
Dude,
Yeah.
my pops,
When
my
you say
pops used to
repo, you mean
I was gonna say
you mean the game, right?
You should never
I mean the
repo the night before a big game. I'm just
Yeah.
saying.
I mean the game. I mean the game.
Yes,
Oh,
the
oh,
game.
Actually,
actual
you know
repo.
what? Actually, after this, I'm binging Battlestar more episodes. So I'll stream it in
Ooh.
the Discord. So that'll be fun.
I'll stop by and watch it. I love that show.
Yes, it's very good.
What's better, that or SG1?
Ooh.
I like Battlestar more so
SG-1.
far.
But SG1's a documentary, and Battlestar Galactica is sci-fi fantasy.
True.
So
Stargate doesn't have Trisha Helfer, so I don't care. Just saying.
Would you sell out humanity for Trisha Helfer?
I would.
Would you give her the
exterminate
codes to?
I would
yeah.
exterminate humanity for Trisha Helfer. Yeah.
So
And
you
then
wouldn't
repopulate it.
you wouldn't
And repopulate.
accidentally let her into the front gate.
Oh,
you would
accident-
actively.
It would totally be an accident, of course, for sure. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
I think we might need to ban Isaac from the panel. Isaac, it was a pleasure having you, but this is a pro-humanity panel. Have you learned Have you learned your lesson? Or are you gonna still sell us out? Okay, he didn't answer quickly enough. Magnum, was there anything you wanted to plug before we get out of here?
Yeah, I want to plug Grace Park.
All right, let's do the short outro. I've got a clip for that.